Welcome. We this is gonna be the first episode of Go Deep Television. I got my man Stacey Gibbs out here. Stacey, nice to meet you.
What's up, bro?
How's it going?
Absolutely fine.
Good,
Fine.
good. So tell the world a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, first of all, my name is Stacey Gibbs, like you said.
Right.
I'm the author. I authored a few books. Right now, my latest books is the book they don't want black boys to read. Yeah, you know.
Right.
Also, I'm the founder of the organization Education Over Incarceration. And what we do is we just go to boys' homes, jailhouses, juvenile correctionals, and we speak with these young boys about, topics that I feel like is necessary or things that I wish that I would have known when I was 14, 13 years old. It's all about just breaking the chain of ignorance that's taking place in our community for the most part. So I'm kind of like a whistleblower, like some people go around and they try to blow the whistle on the government. I'm not necessarily on the government, just within the community. Just trying to break the chain of ignorance that's taking place in our community, just getting young boys to, just to be aware, to be consciously aware of, who they are, what's going on, their connections to God, their connection to the universe, but,
I love it.
Yeah, man.
I love it. So I see your shirt. You said your company is Education Over Incarceration.
Yes, education over incarceration. Because if we invest more into education, then we'll need less incarceration. We gotta understand that this is the next generation.
Right.
Our next generation. Let's these people they're leading the country. They're gonna be leaders of the country in the next 30 years. So why not let's invest into the education of the direction that our country is going in.
Right.
And it starts like within our community, especially in urban communities. People got to realize when young black men wake up and become more consciously aware, this is going to start a ripple effect. It's going to start a ripple effect, in the communities in the country,
Right.
So let's invest in that. So I'm just taking the initiative, taking a step, and I'm giving guys copies of my book. I'm giving it to them for free. I'm going to boys' home, jailhouses, and I'm doing my part. And I done been down that road. I know what's taking place to prisons and jails, and it's just something that we gotta be more consciously aware of what's going on, and let's invest back into our community.
Right. I agree. So you say you've been down that road.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, I just did a little time in prison, and it definitely wasn't, it wasn't peace. It wasn't cool. But honestly, this might sound crazy, but I just feel like that was the best thing that ever happened to me, in a sense of, it just made me realize how important life is, for the most part. It made me realize the value of life and, what I'm going to do with it, and how easy it is for us to take it for granted, for the most part,
Right. You want to talk about that? Can we talk about that, Tom?
I mean, I can talk about whatever.
How long did you do?
I did 10 years.
Word.
Yeah,
Word. And you recently got out.
No, I've been home almost 5 years now.
All right, word.
Yeah.
How was the adjustment?
For me,
back?
it wasn't. I didn't have a problem adjusting. I had a problem adjusting to being in there. I didn't have a problem adjusting coming back out here, because this is normal. This is how I'm supposed to live. I'm not supposed to live like.
Right.
But one thing about it, it do give you the chance to really sit back and to really think about things that you probably, you don't really have time to think about when you're on the streets.
That's
I read.
what I was going to ask you.
Yeah,
What did it teach you? What you said it was the best thing that could ever happen to you.
Yes, in a sense
what was
of
the lesson?
Like, it just made me value life more. It made me value little things that I took for granted. Love, family, for the most part. Things that you just take for granted, when you're on the streets, when you're just ripping and running. And I also sat back and I took the time to re-educate myself, in a sense of actually reading a book,
Right.
Because I never
finishing one.
Exactly, the initiative just to start it, and the will to finish it, for the most part,
Right.
But more importantly, I think it probably taught me more things that just more life lessons, just discipline, responsibility, the purpose of having an initiative, the purpose of living with a plan, the purpose of living with goals, understanding the mind, understanding the conscious mind, the subconscious mind.
Wow. That's dope.
Yeah, understanding your connection to God, which is something that people really need to understand, especially us black men.
Right.
We gotta get back to that understanding of God, and As far as with that, I feel like, a lot of men, we'll be way more, our numbers would be more higher in church if pastors, and please don't take this the wrong way, but if some pastors would really actually teach,
Right.
not preach, but teach
Right.
our relationship with God, and help us to understand that. I'm not talking about just to make us feel good while we're in church. I'm talking about give us a lesson that we could learn while we're in church and take out of church and apply it to our life and actually see an effect from it, Then,
Completely understand. what you're
this will motivate more men, more black men in the community to go to church and to and encourage them to have a stronger relationship with God. It's just that a lot of us don't understand our relationship with God,
Right. So when you was in the streets, did you have a mentor?
Yeah, of course I did. My mentor was teaching me how to sell dope,
Exactly. Exactly.
know?
And that's really what it was.
Yeah, man,
And that's what, as a black man, that's what we have most.
Yeah.
Our mentor is teaching us how to sell dope, flip a pack, make money, spend it on something stupid.
Exactly, and to see that still taking place, like, I don't want to, paraphrase certain parts of the Bibles, but in the Bible it speak of, in the sense of if you know better and you don't do it, then you're going to be punished twice or three times as hard,
Right.
So coming back out, looking at the community, looking at society for what it is, I feel like, the problem within our community, man, we got to pass on what we know,
Right.
When we get to that stage, once we see, all right, I done that wrong, and I learned this way. Now I see him come in the same direction, or going in the same lane, or living the same way I was living. I feel like now I'm responsible
Right.
to actually at least
Right.
bring some awareness to him.
Right.
At least,
Right.
It's on him if he want to take it or not. But I at least have to take the first step and actually bring his awareness. And a lot of us not just really, upholding that responsibility.
That's powerful, man. The responsibility is deep because I was talking to my mom recently, and she was like, yo, we doing this podcasting thing. We got this going on. We got this, but a lot of times you don't make money off that. So then it's like, she was like, man, you've been doing it for a year. You didn't make the money off this. I said, but Mama, it's the responsibility that you have to do it.
Exactly.
It's not, you're not looking for a gain. It's something you have to do.
And, regardless, in that sense, it's good that you say that because, just by planting the seeds, when you go plant a seed, when you go plant an apple seed or a pear seed, it's going to take work when you put that seed into the ground. You got to till the land. You got to fertilize the land.
Right.
And then you got to let nature do its part and allow that seed to grow. So
Right.
you might not see no direct effect from the seeds that you planted tomorrow or next week, but you got to give it a season or two, just like that seed, and then you're going to see how fast it starts to bring forth all those other seeds that you was planting, So
You're exactly right.
I say that to say, you're doing this right now, and you
Right.
might not see your major effects of it next week or even next year, but you plant the seeds because in your season, you're going to
You're
see how
right.
you replenish,
You're
for the most
exactly
part.
right, man. So you're doing the mentor thing now.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm definitely, I go out and I try to speak to young guys. I do it in the schools, I do it in the boys' homes, I do it in the jails, I'm really trying to really lay the foundation for 2018 for us to really get bigger than what we're doing, go more places. So I'm trying to raise funds for this,
Right.
We need funds for this organization to actually stand on its own. And I'm going to, once I get those funds, once we reach the funds that we're trying to reach about $10,000. Once this organization get to $10,000, that'll actually be able to lay the foundation for us to actually go to the schools out and wherever we have to go to
Right.
and leave, go to jails and go
Right.
to this, that, and the other, and, actually really be physically going out and really breaking the awareness.
Right.
I got like so many different plans that I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to start a class. So we eventually we're gonna have to get a building,
Right.
because I need a class.
Right. I got a building, bro. You
Okay.
can use my
See?
building whenever
Okay.
you need it.
All right, yeah, see?
we got 4 rooms in there. If you need to just sit, a few people down and talk to them, my building's always open for
Okay,
you.
all right, thank you.
Always
Thank you.
open
Appreciate
for
that,
you.
man.
No
Yeah,
problem,
man.
dog. No problem.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how we can get some money to you.
I'm raising funds right now. We got we have something on Kickstarter that we're trying to raise $10,000, and I think we got like 18, 17 days left, something like that. I'm trying to raise funds how I could raise it. However, my focus just on so many other things because I'm working on the book and I want to go speak to the kids and I want to do my speeches and whatnot. So you know, we really trying to get the organization to really stand on its own. So, you know, 1 or 2 people don't have to do all the work. You know, we could actually
have an organization.
Exactly. You know, for the most part.
So tell us something about your book.
My book is the book they don't want black boys to read. This is my most recent book. You know, the book they don't want black boys to read. Thank you. And I gave it that title because I want black boys to read it. You know, my whole thing is that I want to be able to really, you know, move within the younger generation, the 12 to 13, all the way up to the 17 years old. You know, those are the guys who I'm really shooting for because, you know, they are the next generation. I'm not, you know, inside the book I talk about we're drifting to hell, and what I mean by that is simply we living without plans. We don't have real focus. It's so easy for us to drift. And can you believe that maybe 80% of the population drift, you know? Drifting is just living without goals, just procrastinating. You know, we have to understand how our minds operate. We are not taught this in school. We are not taught the difference between the subconscious and the conscious minds and the power that it has. We are not taught this. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I really felt like, you know, a lot of young people just living life and we just drifting. We not, you know, we don't understand how valuable and how important life is. You know, we only got one chance here on this planet. So, you know, that was just a topic I feel like that's real necessary for young men to be aware of. And then I go into where the food we eat are killing us. And that's just a topic just to get people to understand that food is a very important source in our life. That's our life source. You know, food is where our energy comes from. And, you know, fuel. Yeah, exactly. You know, so if we put garbage food into our bodies, then, you know, it's going to, you know, it's not going to give you, you're not going to get the best benefits from it. You know, we got to understand our connection to life and food, which is our connection to energy. And just understand how to utilize certain food, you know. You know, life is food. We just can't. It's more than just a spare time, just to pick up a snack and eat it. You know, we got to just understand what's going on with our bodies. You know, your bodies was made to take in certain foods as easily as it possibly can and digest it as easily as possible. So it's a difference between eating a banana and eating a chocolate cake. You know, because a chocolate cake don't have a lot of nutrients for the food for the body, like a banana does. And it's hard to get to the little bit of nutrients that's in a chocolate cake, but it's very easy to get to a lot of nutrients that's in a banana, and it's very easy just to dispose of the parts that you don't need of the banana, and it's hard to dispose of the parts in the chocolate cake. I'll be talking all day about these topics, and it's still there. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand how to really break that off. You know,
I feel you.
A lot of people just don't understand our connection to food, and then how it's killing us off. That's another thing. Food is killing us. We are catching cancer at the highest rate ever been known in history. Diabetes, all these diseases that we can prevent. All we got to do is just be more disciplined in our eating habits. Simple as that. You know.
Tell us some more. You were speaking about rap music earlier.
Rap music, and you know, you gotta understand. I grew up off rap. But what we have to understand is how music affect our emotions. A lot of young people just don't understand that. It's not rap music. It's music. Period. You know, music has the most powerful influence over our emotions. Our emotions is what what forms our behavior. You know, our emotion has the strongest effect on our behavior, and our behavior is what give us our results in life. Our results in life is what form our circumstances. A lot of young men are unaware of this. A lot of people are unaware of this. You know, a certain song can put you in a certain mood. You know, when you listening to Lil Wayne, you know, and if you're not aware of how this music is affecting you, and a matter of fact, one thing a lot of people also don't realize is that music has even a stronger influence over you when you're reciting the words to it, you know? Because all you gotta do is just think about it. You know, if you can sing any song. It could be, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So as you singing that song, you actually feeling you feeling your spirits lifted, rather than when you reciting a Lil Wayne. I'm not trying to diss no rappers. It's just all about just being aware of what you're listening to. You know, you could listen to a song and that song can ignite some revenge into your heart, which will actually make you go out there and give you the power to kill somebody, the power to shoot up somebody. You see what I'm saying? So when you constantly listen to all this garbage rap music and you in a club and you drinking, and you're smoking and you're popping pills, and then somebody walk past and step on your shoes, all that did was just ignite all that negativity you just planted into your subconscious.
Once again, I want you to tell us a little bit more about your book. We can probably end it out with you telling how to get in touch with you, Facebook, social media, or whatever you have to do like that.
Yeah, so like I said, the book They Don't Want Black Boys to Read is available on Amazon. I have various book signings wherever I have them at. I'm definitely going to be more active in Charleston 2017, 2018, so please be on the lookout. Education over incarceration. We will be more active in Charleston in 2018. You can check me out. You can. I keep it simple. STACEY D. Gibbs on social media, and I will be uploading a new Facebook page very soon in the future. You know.
Right.
So just be on the lookout. STACEY D. Gibbs, Education Over Incarceration. We're gonna be launching our website soon. So we're gonna we keep it simple. You know.
Right.
So STACEY D. Gibbs
And Do Work is going to help them out too. Do Work, we're going to do everything we can to help push the movement. We videos, connections, studio time, whatever you need.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. Now I want to end it out with bringing your backbone.
Yes.
You know, I want to bring your family up on stage.
Yes.
You know, the real force behind the movement.
Absolutely.
Let me get out y'all's way.
You got the queen,
The queen
and the princess.
and the princess.
Literally.
And the king.
She literally got the cup that says the princess on it. You know?
There you go. So introduce yourself. What's your name?
Well, my name is Shanna.
Oh, that's my sister's name.
It is?
Yeah.
Well, how long have we been together? Maybe almost 3 years now.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a lot of work, takes a lot of faith, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
He's my driving force, and I'm his, and we're still pushing forward, and we're getting there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We're
Yes.
getting there.
You know.
And I'm very proud of him, too. He's a great man.
That's good.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
You know.
Uh-oh. I like that. I see that look.
And look, you know.
Yeah, we got that on camera.
And like they say, you know, behind every black man, or behind every man, period, you know,
Right.
is a woman. Behind every strong black man is a strong black woman. But I like to keep mine beside me, you
There
know,
you
for
go.
the most part, you
There
know.
you go.
And we got to step. One thing I'm glad you brought this back up, because we have to step our respect up for black women. We got to have more respect for black women. You know, I read a topic one time that said black women are the most disrespected, you know, people in America. And that's something that we got to change, you know, and it starts with us, with black men. And I speak on that in my book as well, you know, because we really, you know, we got to understand, you know, this is where the future comes from. You know, they give birth to the future, you know. They give birth to the nation. They are the first teachers of the children,
Right.
you know.
They
So,
gave birth to you.
they gave birth to me. They gave birth to you.
Me too.
You know, for the most part. So we gotta, you know, respect, and what I mean by respect, you know, we just have to really honor. We have to honor the women in our lives. We have to honor our women, you know, honor our mother,
Right.
you know, which gonna lead the pathway to
The princess.
exactly
Yeah.
the little babies, you know, the future. So, you know, let's just really step our respect up for women, and especially our black women, you know, for the most part, you know. Come on.
Closer. There you go. There you go. So
And-
I hear you got kind of accent.
I'm Jamaican originally.
Jamaican. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All right.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
Jamaican.
So, you know, we keep our men in shape,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
shape.
And they make sure you eat well
Physically,
too.
mentally, make sure they're
And
well
they
fed.
make sure you eat well.
Yeah, they
I
do.
love
Sure,
that.
make sure they're disciplined. I like
Yeah.
a disciplined black man.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm lucky to find a great one here in America, which I really appreciate. So.
Hey, stop trying to make me blush on camera.
You blushing. This
I know,
already
he's
there.
right.
It's already there. Well, I appreciate you coming down,
you, sir.
man.
Appreciate it,
I
man.
appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
And you too, the queen.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything. You too, the little princess. Appreciate everything. Like I said, you got my number, my info. If
Thank
you
you.
need me for anything, man, I'll
Which
be right there for
I
you.
will be getting back in contact with you soon. So
I'm right
yes.
there. We got a lot of connections. We got a lot of avenues that we can pump this thing out.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
No
that.
problem,
All
no
right?
problem.
Thank you.
No
Yes, sir.
problem. And I'm up here and we doing work.